Well, morning everyone, a very warm welcome, and yes, in the background we are back at Marquis Motorhomes in Tewkesbury. Memorable day a couple of years ago when we travelled here to collect our Mobilvetta K-Yacht 79 A-class motorhome, which is a 7.44 metre A-class motorhome. Fantastic memories, very exciting day it was. But they've got one or two new K-Yachts in here and a couple of Benimar Tessoros. Do check across the channel for the films that we're going to bring you from here. So, as promised, I also fancy, I heard a lot about these Benimar Tessoros, and coach built vehicle, coach built being that it obviously retains the cab of the Ford. It's a Benimar vehicle, and Benimar use both Fiat and Ford chassis. This is a 170 brake Ford 2-litre engine. This one is about 7.38 metres, so it's a good size vehicle. A fraction under 80,000 there. One thing to say about this obviously is that it's got its mass in running order is 3086. This is one where you don't need that C1 licence to drive it, because its maximum total permissible load mass is 3,500 kilos. But what the trade-off for that is that it leaves you with only 414 kilos. Now, 414 kilos obviously sounds quite a bit, but it's just something to be aware of, that to get to that 414 kilos, the manufacturer only includes one person in the vehicle, includes a full fuel tank but not water, so only a tiny bit of water, and of course no luggage and no other extras. So it's just something to be aware of when you're buying a motorhome. The payload is probably one of the most, I think, perhaps even first or second on the list of things that you need to think about. We've got on our channel, Motorhoming Adventures, we've got a film on there about when I loaded it all up, took ours to the weighbridge, went through the weights and the stuff that we had in it. We loaded it up as if we were going away to Europe, something like that, and that's makes quite interesting viewing, and will help to understand this key issue, which is payload. Because if obviously then you add to that 400 kilos, if you then add a passenger or even more than one passenger, because it has 4 belted seats, so if you added 3 passengers at say 70 or 80 kilos, that's already you know, that only leaves you 100 and something kilos for absolutely everything else. So to understand payload is really key when you're thinking of buying a motorhome of any sort. Yeah, as I say, perhaps that film will help, but just explore that subject a bit more. This, however, is a really nice van at 7.38 metres. Let's take you around this one and show you what the Tesoro has to offer. They obviously do a full range of different sizes, different layouts, as just about all the motor manufacturers do, motorhome manufacturers. So you'll find L-shaped lounges, U-shaped lounges, electric beds, fixed island beds at the back, doubles at the front, you know, lots of different configurations, which go with perhaps either different size or different budget, of course. This one, as I say, comes in just under 80k, and of course has the luxury of a door each side, which I'm not used to, because our A-class Mobilvetta only has the driver's door, so it's quite nice being able to open the cab and from both sides. But obviously a standard Ford chassis, 2023 model this. It's a manual 2-litre, as I say, diesel engine, and obviously opening the passenger door gives you access to your diesel and the AdBlue there. It's obviously a Euro 6, so at the moment it's emission zone free, but no doubt in the next 5 years or so we'll see Euro 6s dropping into the, you've got to pay to get into the low emission zones. That seems to be the way of the world at the moment. Go working around the outside here though, you'll see that obviously they've got these much wider windows to allow you to see past that, just that very slight bit where the habitation area sticks out from the cab area. But down the off side of the vehicle you've got your gas locker here, which has got plenty of storage in there for 2 6-kilo propane bottles. And you'll probably see, if you've been on any of the motorhome sites, that lots of people do other variations as well. Refillable gas bottles, exchange gas bottles, some put underslung gas tanks underneath. So there's lots of options there depending on how you're going to travel and how long you're going to be in your van. But also on the offside as well, you've got your freshwater filler, and we'll see the tank when we go inside. And also underneath the van here, if I can get underneath there, you can see that you've got, just up there, you've got your freshwater dropout, where if you wanted to drain your tanks out, that's where you would open the tap there. And similarly, your grey water dropout is a bit further back here, just under there. You can see that little tap that allows you to drop your grey water out, and I'll put some details on the screen there as to the sort of volumes of fluid that this Tessoro actually holds. These are your fridge vents, as you'll see when we go inside. There's a big double fridge freezer in there. The exhaust there for your Truma heating system in this vehicle, and then this is access into a bit of a storage area. I'll just flip that up, and you can see, if we just pop this out, some of your cushions and bits and bobs for the proud new owner of this lovely vehicle. See, nice LED lighting in there, which is controlled by a switch on the end there. And there's some of your new bits and pieces, including a screen cover as well there, which will go if you're the proud new owner of this vehicle. That just there is a hot air vent that the Truma will blow through to the garage here. Pop those cushions back in. There we go. So on the back here, because it's got the drop down bed at the back, you've again got this rear window, so some lovely light coming in at the back of the vehicle with that U-shaped lounge at the back. But you've got fittings there for your Fiamma bike rack. So if that was something that you wanted on the back, then do speak to the team here at Marquis, who would be glad to advise you on the products that would fit to those pre-fitted mechanism that you've got there ready to go for your bike rack, if you want one. On the off side of the vehicle, just behind the window there, you've got the bathroom area, hence you've got the cassette door here. Just pop open the door there, and the little blue catch there, just lift that up, and then your cassette will slide out. Obviously it hasn't got its cap on at the moment, and then when it comes empty time, you just merely slide the whole lot out. Move this 90 degrees, press down the little blue button at the back there to allow air in as you tip out, and you can obviously tip your black water out. It's got an integral handle underneath there. Those little stainless steel bits are a handle which folds out, and that allows you to then tow it, a little bit like you'd tow your cabin luggage to the aircraft, although don't mix the two of them up. Particularly if you're going to put it in the overhead locker, you wouldn't want to put that in an overhead locker, I can assure you. Your hookup point here, and finally on the outside here you've got your external barbecue point, all quick release fittings, gas tap there as well. Once you're fitted, generally they're safety driven, so that if you've got no hose plugged in, you won't be able to turn the gas on. Very nice too, sat out by the side of the med, barbecue on, awning out, enjoying the sunshine of the med. Okay, so, and you'll see up there as well, just before we head inside, there's your TV aerial. We'll see the stalk for that in the cupboard once we pop inside, but with the luxuries of a driver's side door as well. A lot of what you expect. If some of you out there know your Fords, then you'll recognise it as a very typical Ford dashboard, with steering wheel controls and all those sort of usual things you'd expect to find, from control of the stereo to hands-free phone and the like. Little reminder there, when you're underway, turn your gas off. Being your checklist, you've got switches there for your radio. That one there, in fact, I know you've got your radio here, but this one here is, if it's in the on position, the single line there, that means you can then use the radio while the ignition is off, so it just basically overrides the cutout that the ignition would normally do. But obviously if you're not hooked up, then make sure you don't leave that on too long and or overnight and drain your battery. Typical Ford though, plenty of storage space all the way along the top there, down the sides here, 12-volt sockets as well, all that you'd expect at the sort of front end of a Ford van, and then of course your standard glove box type there, some extra cubbies for drink storage there. So plenty around. The blinds on these as well, you can just see this funny sort of little buttons there. I'll do this one here. You just squeeze the two together and it slides on these just up under here. There's a rail, and you can see this rail here, and they slide on those rails. This one comes to the middle obviously, and similarly that one over there comes across and provides you with that privacy screen when you're parked up for the night and you've finished your glass of wine out by the side of the med. And here there's a very similar design as well, so that just clips out from the side there, slides down there, and the little magnetic strips built in there just allow it to hold fast there for a bit more privacy on those side windows. Dead easy to just slide back and click in. Obviously door storage, usual sort of drink storage, lecky mirrors, and all the other bits and bobs you expect of a sort of 2023 modern cab. Plenty of adjustability in the seats, nice little Benimar logo there into the seats, and obviously you've got your handles that drop down here as well, nice armrests, so you can get everything set up as you potter your way to your country of choice, or indeed around the UK, heading for your chosen campsite. Lovely. There we go as well, with those front seats swiveling. They've got a little catch on the front there, just down the front of the seat there, which allow it to go into that, allow it to rotate. Very nice too. So let's take you in through the habitation door, which has obviously got its little built-in bin, which you'll see is very similar to all those other ones we've looked at. Mobilvettas, obviously a job lot of bins that they all get, and of course you've got your privacy blind that goes all the way up to the top there and provides you with privacy when you're tucked away toasty warm in your van. So obviously the carpet option, so it's just got its bare boards at the moment, but you know, if of course you're wanting to have it as bare boards, then that's absolutely fine. But there are of course carpeting options if you wish to make it even more snug and cozy, and of course carpeting adds a bit more insulation and therefore heat retention. But you can see it's a lovely airy vehicle, isn't it? Lovely light vehicle, plenty of window space on the coming in on the roof there, up at the front here. And so now that we've seen a little bit of the cab, we can start taking you through some of this habitation area. So we'll start right at the front here, and you can see that very like a lot of these sort of low profile fronted vans, you get this storage area up over the cab, which has got some good little good space for a few of your bits and pieces. And also all of the windows, be they side windows or roof windows, they've all got this sort of system of either fly screen, or if you grab the second bar down, then across comes the sort of blackout style blind, which then gives you complete privacy at night. These little window catches, you sort of press the button on the side of them there, so it's like a little tiny locking mechanism. Got a couple, we've got 2, 3, got 4 in total on this window, and then with a simple wind of the handle there, it winds itself open. Just behind that storage area you've got these little catches. You just press the catch down, that allows you to open these, and you can see that you've got a little bit of storage. Similarly over this side, a bit more storage there. Now you can obviously see how the seats are configured here. There are bits and pieces that I want to show you underneath the seats, but just before I do, you can see that this table as well is, you can see that that lifts as well, and that's because it hooks onto this this little bar at the back here, there's just a couple of hooks there, so the table is completely removable. It's also got on it as well a little button under here, which you can see there, and if I just for 2 seconds put the camera down, as I can't quite do it one-handed, with that button pulled down, the table then allows this second leaf to swing out here, which provides an even bigger surface, and you know, it reaches right across to this bench seat here if you want a slightly bigger surface. So let's slide that back in, and then what I'll do, I'll take these cushions off so you can just see what is underneath in these spaces underneath. Okay, so under this first one, first of all you've got a little hinged area here, and of course the all-important, well, of course you'd never have wine or gin in there, or whiskey, would you? Never. It would be, well, I don't know, sparkling water, what do you reckon? In there. And then under this one you've got, under these panels here is just lots of the electrics of the van, tucked away there, but obviously with access by lifting those panels up. But then you've got some of the bits and bobs here which run the van, your fuse systems here, and some of the all-important brains of the habitation area and the van as a whole. So one thing to get your head into the manual, understand what all the fuses and bits and bobs are for, and because you can guarantee if anything's going to go wrong, it'll be about midnight when it's dark and you've got to start ferreting around and work out where things are. So yeah, worth spending some time just getting your way around your van, ready for when you might need to get access to those spaces. Under this seat you've got this bit of timber there, and that is your fresh water tank. Just here is your water pump itself, which sends it to the shower and the sink and all the other bits and bobs and the basins, and then you've got this large valve here which allows you to perhaps, I don't know, we do a couple of times a year, we pop in some steri tabs in there, put about 20 litres of water in, dry the van around so it sloshes around, gives it a good clean out, and then drain it out and rinse it and then refill it with fresh, or leave it dry of course if you're storing and not using your van for a while. And we saw outside on the external of the van underneath, you saw that point where you can open the fresh water out and then drain the whole lot out if you want to. And of course, particularly after our discussion about payload, you of course might want to travel with as little water as possible so that you don't risk being travelling overweight. And of course you'll also notice that there's the seat belts as well, tucked away, ready for if you wanted to take the third and fourth belted passenger facing forward, obviously, that go with the first and second, who are sat up the front there in the cab space. Okay, let's get the last of those cushions back. Okay, so as we work our way back, what I didn't show you as we came in as well is that each side they've got a little cubby here which opens out to about 35-40 degrees. This obviously looks perfect for your shoe storage. And over this side, probably good for some map books, magazines. And just at the back of that again, another little cubby there, together with of course all the lighting. So in fact, let's just stand back here and give you a bit of a see the lighting there, so you can see that recessed LED lighting there, and under the cupboards as well there, which is really nice. And then there's one up there which is your third switch. So again, on these sort of certainly on 2023 vans, contemporary sort of finishing, brighter finishing, and then a lot of this recessed LED lighting now, low energy lighting, which is perfect for off-gridding and not zapping your habitation battery too much, but it makes for a really nice atmosphere if you're in the van in the evening in the dark. Some really nice mood lighting. Okay, the kitchen area itself, excuse my trainer squeaking away while we go round. You've got drawers units at the side here, and just under there you can see that we've got all of our isolation gas taps there to isolate all the various gas appliances, be it the cooker, the fridge, the heating system, whatever, or of course by turning off your gas bottles in the locker outside that we saw. That of course isolates them all as well. More drawer storage there, and then this lower one is of course your pan storage, and you'll see in here that it's got a little piece here, and just there you can see that runner going along the top, and it's as simple as just lining it up, lifting it up, and there you go. Slots into place, a little bit of extra work surface on there, and again just lift it and it pops out of that little track. It's a sort of modular system that. We've got a couple of these in our motorhome as well, except in ours there's a kitchen towel holder that slots in there, and or another style of shelf as well, a bit like the one in the bottom drawer there. But so it's something that you can get other items to fit on there if you wish. You've got your sink here, little glass top there, mixer tap obviously, and then to the right your cooker. Electric ring there, or electric plate there, 2 gas, and then the oven itself is a gas oven. With a grill there as well. It's got an extractor there, which you've probably caught sight of there, and then above that you've got the cupboard with the remnants of the extractor going through it, and a little bit more storage there, and of course some storage right up the top there. Down the bottom, underneath, a tiny bit of storage there, some little lips at the front of those for some smaller items, and then to the right of the cooker, let's just pop that glass cover down. To the right of the cooker we've got a little bit more cupboard storage in two layers if you like. This is the upper one, some racks there which will take many things there, and also this area under the lowest rack would also be a usable space. This one's slightly different in that the rack goes right down the bottom there, so you wouldn't be able to use any of the lowest space, but again another couple of racks there for storage, so quite handy that. We've got 1 or 2 of those in our van as well. They're dead handy for squirreling away stuff, and then really easy to access them by being able to pull them out. The windows, all the windows around here, as I mentioned, with those roof ones, so there's that blind system again. Here you've got the fly screen at the top there, and then out of the bottom comes your blackout blind. Each of the windows again has these little buttons on them, which allows you, when you press the button, just to open up the catches, and then once you've released them all, it's then the gas struts there. As soon as you get to a certain point, which is about there, the window then just stays open on those struts to whichever level you want further out. And if you're down by the mid, as we were this year, then by crikey, you definitely needed the van vented a bit. Okay, just to the right of those cupboards you've got your big fridge freezer there. Really nice space. That veg trays at the bottom. Below the fridge there you see that's blown air, so this is a Truma heating system, which is just like the one on our K-Yacht, Mobilvetta K-Yacht 79, which we've also got on the channel, and plenty of information as well about the Truma boiler that runs that, and we'll see that in a minute. It's under one of the seats back here. Little freezer section at the top there. You've got your microwave as well. You've got a little bit more storage up there, plus you can just see there at the back, that's your TV aerial booster, because just here you've got your TV bracket, obviously a slide out TV, so this comes out and tilts and moves around, and you've got your power source there, be it 12 volt or be it mains. Some USB there. Perhaps if you wanted to, we run ours, a Fire Stick on our TV, together with a decent Mi-Fi in the van, and it means that you can sort of stream anything really, a Prime or Netflix, or indeed any of the smart channels. We were right down on the Med this year, and we're still getting iPlayer and ITVX and 4 and all that sort of thing through the Amazon Fire Stick, so a great combination. And you can sort of take your favourite channels with you. Just below there's obviously a storage area here, and then this cupboard here hides away your table with its support post there at the back. That obviously fits into the hole there, which if we've still got enough time, I'll try and get that put together and show you how that goes together. So behind me, as I've come down the van here, we've obviously got the entrance into the bathroom space, which is really nicely done. Got your blown air vents there, and you've also got storage as well. You've got that's your electric toilet flush. The toilet itself sort of moves slightly, so you can adjust your throne angle, and the little lever at the side there, that's the one that operates as you slide it across, that opens that grey cassette that we saw the entrance to on the outside of the van. Some little more cubby storage, your mixer tap again the usual venting for the window and covers for the window as well. Towel rail, mirrors, hooks in there, bathroom hooks, and of course, hi guys, and you've got here just underneath there, you've got see they've got a little catch there that you pull down. More bathroom storage there. There we go. Again, nice LED lighting set in. Mixer shower here. It's a nice area with a sort of slatted wooden base to it down there. Let's just move those cushions out of the way, give you a flavour of that. There we go. And that wooden board lifts out as well. And then you've obviously got your drain plug down the bottom. Down to your grey water tank, and we saw the exit point of the grey water tank on the off side of the vehicle, just behind those rear wheels. Bifold sort of style doors, which just come across and close across to this one here. On your shower cubicle, got its own vent, and there's also a little towel rail here, which you can grab hold of, and that you can hang wet bathers or towels or whatever in there to dry during the day. A bit more hook storage there, and then some, let's just get the lights on in here, see more of that nice LED recessed lighting. So a couple of things to show you back here. There's the ladders that fit both of the beds, so while I'm on that subject, we'll introduce you to those two. The first of the beds is back here, so we can press that little button there and you can see it starts coming down. I'll take it down to there. It does go down a tiny bit further, but there you see, there's your double bed space, really good sort of standard double size. Reading light up there with that little switch to the right of it, which allows you to control it, plus some storage space at the top there when your bed's down. Obviously the curtains and the blinds all come up there, and the other bed of course is over this space here. So again, electrically controlled. Again, it's the cupboards on the underside of the bed obviously all move with it, and it's this little button here, and let's bring that down as well. There we go, that's in its maximum down position. So one of the ladders just hooks onto these little hooks here, and extends down here, and obviously this is the head end, just slightly curved in there to allow access to that habitation door there, and a curtain there if required for a bit more privacy. And you can see it works off these sort of giant seatbelt type things on four corners there. A little bit of storage perhaps for your phone at night. But yeah, really a really neat little configuration, and with, you know, two double beds, it's excellent storage. So toggle the switch the other way and up she goes again. Let's just tuck that curtain out of the way. There we go. So let's get this one back up as well, and then we can there we go, and that's what those two ladders are for. So you can see the effect here as well of that lovely, when we were outside, that lovely sort of U-shaped lounge with all the windows at the back here. So loads of light coming in at the back here, and of course it gives you, you know, you had that little table up the front there. This is obviously giving you a bit like that K-Yacht 59. sorry, K-Yacht 80, which had the additional space in the L-shaped lounge in that one. So it gives you those two sort of areas where you could share meals or the like, or indeed entertain, and fit quite a few people in this area at the back here. So a good space. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can pop the table out first, and then we'll strip the cushions off, and I'll just show you one or two of the spaces underneath as well that this Tessoro provides for you. The post just simply pushes in there, no screws or anything to hold it, and it's as simple as then the table just slots into the other end of the post. So like that, dead easy. You can turn it either way. So a nice little table set up. So let's pop that back out of the way and get the cushions off. Right, all stripped out. You can see there's the stop mark for the bed as far down. We've got a little document pouch there. Same window catches on there with some sort of net covers over them. And then as we work our way around these storage areas, there's your Truma combi boiler, identical to the one we've got in our K-Yacht 79. And so this and the key bit, which I've mentioned in my other films as well, the key bit to know about is this valve here. This is a frost protection valve. If the temperature outside drops to lower than -4, then if the van itself is cold, so particularly if it's on your drive or something, you're not in it generating heat, then what this does is it protects itself, and it releases any water that's in the pipes in and around the heating system here by tripping this valve. And what happens is, if you look down the side there, as I turn this valve, you'll see at the bottom down there, just as I turn that, you see that button that pops out. That's the frost protection. Out goes your water when that happens, and you'll probably hear your water pump cut in as it's trying to refill the boiler. As fast as it tries to refill it, it throws it out, unless you've reset this. So it's as simple as a quarter turn on that, the button down the bottom there, just press that in till it clicks in, so it's back in and flush with the unit, and jobs are good. If obviously you have been away from your van and and it is very cold in it, obviously you've got to try and warm it up a bit first before you reset that, otherwise it will just trip again. So you can obviously leave your water heater off, but you could blow hot air into the van to warm it up a bit first, and then allow it to fill with water once the temperature's up a bit. So that's your frost protection valve and your Truma boiler. And then obviously we're directly above the garage now, so there you go. There's a view straight down into the garage that we were around in earlier, and similarly. So there's a sort of couple of ways you can get to that storage, either from outside there, or of course just coming in from the back here. So there's the final bit of the garage. But under this one as well, you've got a little bit more. Oops. There you go. There's all your goodies. It's tyre change stuff. Long may you never have to use that. Your all important hookup cable, and some new goodies, some mats and bits and pieces. Look at that, all ready to go for the proud new owner, if that's going to be you, of course. Even more exciting. And some more storage there. Okay, so those are your stripped out storage areas. So let's get the cushions back in place. So all put back together. Let me just switch the lighting off here. Switch the control panel off, and yeah, we can switch that one off as well. Turn that one off. There we go. So that was the Tessoro. I hope you enjoyed that sort of detailed look through it, particularly if you're considering buying one. Hopefully that was of use to you. Of course, if you want to know more about the van in detail, then of this really nice little Tessoro 482, then there's just a reminder of some of the data there. So it's the 7.38 metre, again standard sort of width, 2.3, 2.35, they're all about that. You've got that key payload figure there, 414 kilos, but remember that's only with one passenger, and they'll give you detail of exactly what's included in that figure there. So do check that out, as we were saying at the beginning. But just short of 80k on the road, the 482. The team here at Marquis in Tewkesbury would of course be delighted to give you a full run over this, show you around it, and so you can explore as well every little nook and cranny like we've done a bit today. My personal experience of them here is that they will certainly look after you really well. Great team here, and made the buying of ours a couple of years ago now. Gosh, really, 2 years ago? Made the buying of ours 2 years ago of just a great experience. So Andy and the team here at Tewkesbury would certainly look after you. Thank you as always for watching the film. Do let me know if you own one of these, or any views or comments about this Tessoro. We'd love to hear them and share them with other viewers of the channel. And we very much look forward to seeing you again at the next film, and thank you very much indeed for watching our film today. Thanks guys, take care.